Think your landlord would never agree to a compost bin on your balcony or inside your apartment? Most property owners envision rotting food, swarming flies, and foul odors. And I'm going to show you how to dismantle those fears using the science of anaerobic fermentation to prove your system is leak proof and odorless. But every situation is different, so just give it a try to see any way possible you can compost in your life, okay? Especially in your home and in your business. So let's talk about how to get it your way, okay, to start composting where you live. Let's be completely real for a second. If you want to go to your landlord and say, hey, I want to start composting on the balcony or inside my apartment or our home or whatever, wherever you live, and they might hear, I want to leave a rotting pile of garbage on the balcony or inside the place, they might reject you before you even finish the sentence. In their heads, they are immediately picturing an absolute horror show, swarms of fruit flies and invading the building and juices leaking onto the neighbor's balcony or apartment below, and rats coming into the space like it's an amusement park. But hey, they may think you're going to ruin their investment, but the secret to getting permission just isn't asking for a favor. It's changing the words you use so you can sound more responsible, like a more responsible tenant than they've ever had. But it doesn't have to be like that. We don't have to have all these untrue beliefs about composting, okay? Because composting's not that. It's like, how do you think the landfills are? They're filled with sludge and flies and rotting stuff. But if we did, it would reduce the amount of waste that is toxically put back into the earth and toxically put into oceans, and actually make a real impact that is healthy and good for the earth and for our human bodies. Can get messy, but it doesn't have to get that way. And there's systems and approaches that can make it a little bit easier and make it go smoother. And that, my friends, is composting with confidence, or just faking it till you make it, okay? Called Bokashi composting, okay? And this is a little insider, okay? To win the argument with, not that it has to be an argument, but just what you're bringing to your landlord is, you just have to understand the root of their resistance. And property owners are afraid of outdated images or just untrue beliefs about composting. And we got to show them different ways of urban composting. It's just completely a different way to approach it. Instead of it being seen as like a messy, loose pile of dirt, you want to introduce them to the Bokashi system. And a Bokashi bin isn't an exposed pile of trash. It's completely sealed. It's sterile indoors. The science behind it is actually really beautiful. Uses anaerobic fermentation, which means it completely cuts off the oxygen because it's pickled by a special army of good bacteria. It physically cannot produce methane or those smells that people are afraid to smell. And even better, modern bins are completely leak proof. These Bokashi ones are. There is zero runoff, zero staining on the balcony floor, and the low pH levels inside the container actually repel pests like fruit flies and mice. It is literally cleaner than a standard kitchen trash can, this Bokashi system, okay? When you have your pitch meeting with your landlord, just don't walk into it acting like a hobbyist, like a professional proposal. This is something that you will care for and that you will have, okay? So walk up to them and frame the setup as a value add utility that shows how much you care about maintaining the space and also about the earth. Professional terminology, don't say my trash box, my anaerobic containment unit, or my compost bin. That might sell on it, okay? So tell them you're using it to create a nutrient-rich liquid fertilizer for your plants. And you might not be able to make it that complex. You might have to make it a little bit simpler for them, depending on the really closed system that doesn't allow smells, but it is something that will be added to a garden. Either your apartment complex has a garden space, or you go to a local garden where you use it and you can say it for that, or you have a friend's garden you want to put it in. And they might go back and forth, why don't you just compost at your friends? It just makes it easier to compost in your house. and it doesn't stink. Then you could drop the ultimate tenant cheat code, okay? You can offer a strict 30-day trial period. Tell them, look, let me run it for 1 month. And if you smell a single thing or find a single fly on my balcony during inspection, they will most likely say yes to a trial period, because it puts them in a complete kind of control, maybe something that will ease things in the apartment. So long term, this isn't just about saving your kitchen scraps. It's about taking care of your environment. And you're showing your landlord that you are incredibly an attentive and reliable person who is going to not trash their apartment, okay? You could even use the nutrient-dense soil to spice up the communal building greenery, or donate it to a local community garden, like I was saying. Different places where you can use this, because with the Bokashi system, you ultimately have to add it to a soil to fully complete the composting. But you win, the landlord stays happy, and the planet gets fed, okay? So, and honestly, building that landlord trust starts right inside your kitchen before you ever move things to the balcony, okay? If you are collecting your daily vegetable trimmings and your coffee grounds and fruit scraps, whatever, in an open bowl on your counter, you are going to create an immediate smell crisis, possibly. You could check them out. You could also look up other YouTube videos of how to make your own Bokashi system at home. It's super simple and relatively inexpensive, and a really just simple way to start composting that's cool and effective. But the Bokashi system, making your scraps perfectly. And please let me know if you want me to make a video about how to start a Bokashi system, but something that we can all try, right? So stop letting rent culture keep you from connecting with the earth and composting your food and reducing your trash and never throwing food away again, okay? You don't need to own a massive backyard to run a high performance ecosystem. You just need a smart strategy to get your balcony locked down or get your composting down, okay? And if you're ready to stop asking for permission, upgrade your rental routine, look up on YouTube or Google. There's so many ways that we can do all these things independently. And for more urban renter secrets, so I'll see you guys in the next video. Ciao.